The Empowered Spirituality Principle, the next level of personal growth, Part 1. If you choose to take charge of your own destiny instead of being a follower. If you like to think and feel your way through life. If you want to find out what's under the surface and discover the real meaning of things instead of being swayed by the mainstream at all times. If you dust your belief system from time to time and reevaluate your likes and dislikes. If you have managed, or seriously trying, to undo your childhood programming. If you're hungry for wisdom and to push yourself higher at all times. Then my Empowered Spirituality Principle is for you. Humans are high conformists. Why do we do what we are told? Why do we ride the trends without asking questions? Why do we desire what we are pushed to want? And then there is peer pressure, perhaps one of the most powerful oppressive forces. Very little of who you think you are is the real you. We are programmed biological androids. I call our bottom shelf Homo sapien bodies, fast decaying biological shells that are chemically dependent. I also called them programmed biological androids. In fact, 98% of who you think you are is being dictated by your hormones, age, well-being and childhood programming. Your hormones, based on your age group, mixed with your childhood programming totally run your whole body, hence your life. Humans love to give up will. Our planet for the most part is occupied by people who actually want to be guided and led. They feel that they must have rules on morality and spirituality and want to live their lives by someone else's standards. This is a planet of high conformists. They do exactly what they are told. What we call mainstream spirituality is in fact one of the biggest mind control schemes ever devised. The global savior mass programming. Corey Goode, who claims to have first-hand knowledge of the ETs, for a long time was preaching the notion that we'll be saved by the ETs. I'd wonder when he was going to wake up from that dream. That was until recently when he recanted on his YouTube channel, Sphere Being Alliance, saying there are no saviors, we're all on our own. Of course, there is no free elevation to higher consciousness levels and densities. The savior concept is an invention and a planetary-wide control tactic used to keep the public meek and easily regulated. It programs people to give up intention and control because a savior will take care of everything for them. This is a very successful dark force tactic that unfortunately governs the entire world and all cultures. You can't have the higher realms occupied by lower density souls, those realms would simply revert back and degrade. Growth is earned. Ascension and growth are earned, they are not given. In fact, no being has that power. Remember, all intelligent life with a soul in this universe is going through the same growth process. The difference is that super advanced technology can enhance and accelerate the learning. You can also accomplish a lot more if you lived for 5,000 years instead of 70, as long as the conditions are favorable for joy, dignity, growth and expansion. Why religious and spiritual leaders fall from grace? Since religion and spirituality generally attract a type of person who may be naive and too trusting, their followers are easily misled. It's almost too easy to con the public when it comes to matters of faith, since they are pre-programmed to respond to certain visual stimuli, icons and phrases. The story of the evil and hypocritical priests has been exploited by Hollywood for decades. This reminds me of a seminal classic film The Night of the Hunter, 1955, with Robert Mitchum. This is the famous movie that launched the love/hate tattoo on fingers. In it, Mitchum plays a serial killer, who by simply putting on a black suit passes himself off as a preacher and totally fools the town and continues with his torture and murder of people, especially women. Do you ever wonder about the following dilemmas? 1. Why all so-called Hindu gurus who were active in the West fell from grace? 2. Why these gurus keep pretending to be celibate, even though they had a large appetite for sex, which they unsuccessfully tried to hide from the public. 3. That the key reason for the Catholic Church forbidding the priests or nuns to have children has nothing to do with purity but everything to do with greed and maintaining wealth. 4. Why Sogyal Rinpoche, one of the highest-ranking Buddhist monks in the world, second only to the Dalai Lama, was on the run from the authorities for years due to many sexual harassment lawsuits. 5. Why is it that no crises, no matter how massive, can put a dent in the mega-churches in the US? 6. Why people keep associating themselves with all these organizations even though they have become aware of their false promises and dark agendas? The Empowered Spirituality Principle, end of Part 1. Be empowered.